I have never been this mad at a person in the entirety of my life!
DarkViperAu spent his entire weekend writing essays trying to defend himself from something that someone posted a week ago over quite literally nothing. So about a week ago, No Bobby Shmurda, a Twitter user named DarkStunter, posted a 16-part thread accusing DarkViper of stealing content and even removing credit from a video that DarkStunter made. He said a YouTuber with 2 million subs stole our work, uploaded it, and made over $1,500 from it. When I politely confronted him, he threw a tantrum, blocked me, and banned me from his Discord, and edited his angry response hoping I wouldn't see it. Here's what happened. Back in 2019, my friend MasaBoy30 and I got interested in speedrunning and started to look up strategies. I realized that during the mission, the Pareto score setup, you could glide across the Alamo Sea using a motorcycle, saving about 10 seconds. I spent a while perfecting the strategy. After days of testing, perfecting the strat, MasaBoy30 got the perfect clip, and we, together, decided that this would be the clip that we share this new risky strategy with. We showed it to speedrunners, and Friendly Baron asked for permission to use it in his video, and we gave them that. A couple years later, DarkViperAu got a hold of that video and used the same clip without our permission. He made a YouTube short with our gameplay, added commentary, and uploaded it without asking us. He originally added credit in the comments, but later replaced it with this, showing he replaced the pinned comment that originally had credit with a ad for his new merch. I wasn't happy that the credit was removed, so after collecting enough courage, I messaged him about it. I had hoped it was just a simple mistake when he/his team edited the comment. I would have been happy with a sorry, I'll add the credit back, but instead I got this answer. He shows the DM that he sent DarkViper on Discord, saying, "Hey Matt, I know I've been watching you for a long time. I'm not the most active and I don't really show it that often, but I really like you and your content. That said, there's been one thing that left a sour taste in my mouth. I've been meaning to bring this up for a while, and after seeing your recent yap where you talked about short profits and related stuff, I felt like it was the right time. It's this particular short that I wanted to talk about.
GTA V speedrunners will do anything to complete the game faster, but for one strategy there is no runner brave enough to do it, and that is bike gliding across the Alamo Sea on the mission the Pareto score setup. This would save a significant amount of time, but this would need to be done 3 hours into a run, and if you hit anything going down or don't get enough distance, you are screwed.
I know you originally added credit in the comments, but the credit is now gone because the comment was edited into a different announcement. The issue I have with this is that you use gameplay footage without permission. You just took it and ended up making a good amount of ad revenue from it. I wanted to make it clear that I'm not asking for any money, I'm just genuinely curious why you do something like that, especially since both you and I know what it feels like when someone else isn't being friendly and doesn't credit you properly for your work. Another thing that bothers me is that when I actually reached out to you 2 years ago before you posted this short, offering to provide gameplay footage for gliding, if you ever wanted to cover it on your Clips channel, you responded to me with this. I can't ever do it. I could have done it years ago if I had wanted to, but if I can't show it myself, I am not keen. Thanks though. I was genuinely interested in helping you if it was ever something you needed or wanted, but you clearly declined. So I respected that and left it at that. So finding out a couple years later that you did a complete 180 and uploaded the clip without permission is disappointing. Again, I'm not trying to start any drama. This was just something that I really wanted to get off my chest. I do feel bad about this stunt you pulled. Keep up the good content. So it's a fairly normal message. I mean, it seems very polite and just genuinely inquiring about why the credit was removed. At this point in the video, you're probably wondering, is this really it? Is this all that this drama is about? Is him not giving credit to someone? And kind of. The only difference is that with anyone else, I would just look at this and say, well, fuck it, I don't care, dude. It sucks. You know, I'm sorry that your credit from 3 years ago was removed. It doesn't really matter. But this is DarkViperAu we're talking about. DarkViper a couple years ago went on a complete tirade going after React content. And while I can agree that React content, especially now with the whole chair React thing, people just watching a video in its entirety, adding little to no commentary, and even posting that reaction to YouTube, stealing views and people away from the original video, and stealing the recognition for the hard work that the original creator put into the video. But when React content falls under fair use, it's usually when someone watches like a 10-minute video on stream, and if you put the entire reaction together, it ends up being about an hour of reaction commentary compared to the 10-minute video that they reacted to. Now, again, that I would consider fair use. At that point, you're watching that person's video, not the 10-minute video that they reacted to. But according to DarkViper, that's not good enough.
Were you the one who filed a DMCA on ChudLogic's reaction to you? Just wanted to clarify if that was you and not an impersonator.
Nicholas, I know you're a historic star. I don't care. How skilled you are at pressing the pause button and having a discussion with your chat is entirely irrelevant.
Chud reacted to a low-effort 9-minute stream segment of Viper being salty that Jax Films was getting praised for criticizing Sniper Wolf.
Addition is irrelevant to my issues with reaction content.
He even compares it to rape and slavery and labor extraction. The 14-page essay that he posted on Reddit, which no one asked for, just explaining his opinion on React content and how damaging it is to content creators,
is so keen to poison you against this 14-page, meticulously argued document.
Some of my favorite highlights are, if you meet a reactor at a party, I suggest covering your glass or outright telling them that you don't want to fuck, because they seem keen to take a person's silence for consent.
That nigga raped this whole fucking project. He raped the big niggas, the little niggas, the middle-sized niggas. He raped everybody.
And it gets worse. What you are ultimately asking is, why do people participate in React capitalism even if they hate it? The answer is that everyone in the content creator marketplace is affected by React content, regardless of whether or not they give up their consent to their overlords. As long as Reactors are still around, you are still losing out, as they will use their free labor to steal away exposure from all original content, including yours, at least if you join them. React content is the least fair use content available online, but more importantly, what is legal is not necessarily good by any standard. Just because slavery was once legal doesn't make it good. And certainly, even if this labor exploitation was legal, it still wouldn't make it any less exploitative. That wasn't enough for him, he had to double down on Twitter. People who live their lives exploiting others, their labor, or careers in their own lust for money and power are the very sort of people who would sexually abuse someone. A reactor's career is specifically about ignoring consent and only respecting people when profit is at risk. It is hyperbole, but only slightly so. I'm glad you cleared that up. The difference between actively ignoring consent for financial gain is not that far removed from ignoring consent for sexual gratification. It is abuse of another for a selfish purpose. Now, of course, anyone's normal reaction to that DM would be like, hey dude, yeah, here's your credit back, or, just ignore it outright because it really doesn't matter, but not Dark Viper. Dark Viper decided to respond to it with, I gotta say, this is a strange message. It was 2 years later, man. I answer quite literally hundreds of DMs a week. So to summarize, you put unlisted footage that you were never intending to use for any purpose in a Discord somewhere that shows a strap. It wasn't public. You were making no money off of it. Hell, you were never going to make money off of it. I creatively edited it years afterwards at great expense of time and presenting it in a way to cause it to succeed. Taking a 9-minute screen recording, making it into a 20-second clip, this you were never going to do. And hell, no one was ever going to do it. Shame. It was a good edit and hook. I guess I will find that clip of Trevor diving out of a boat onto a whale that the other dude made. Fuck if I want another DM like this. I originally wrote you a very long message. I have removed it and privated the clip. Never contact me again for any reason. Please stop watching my content. All he wanted was credit, dude. That's crazy. Pretty hypocritical, him saying that he creatively edited it in that way. Darkstunner even points this out, saying his creative editing was speeding up the clip and slapping his own commentary over it. He's been very vocal for years about being against reaction content. Yet this, it's literally reaction content. The clip was also shared privately. We have no idea how he got it. After his tantrum, he must have realized how bad his message would make him look, so he deleted/edited it to this. Then he blocked me, banned me from his Discord server, so I would have no way of contacting him. I still tried to email him and wished him we could move past this. I have privated the short. I am removing the monthly yap and canceling the series. Never contact me again for any reason. And the email that he sent to DarkViperAu, even after finding out he was banned and receiving both of these messages, says, hey Matt, I'm really sorry. This message wasn't meant to be an attack or come across as aggressive. I wanted to approach you privately and respectfully because it felt like something worth expressing, and I was hoping for a mutual understanding. I get it that it was years later and that you deal with a lot of messages. I completely understand that you can't remember every single one, but from my perspective, it was disappointing to see that the footage was used like that. As I remembered our conversation clearly, sorry about that. I also want to address the assumption that I had no plans to monetize the clip or that I don't monetize my work. In fact, I've managed to turn stunting into a job and have monetized hundreds of clips in the past. Even if that hadn't been the case, I don't understand how that would justify someone else using the footage without permission and profiting from it. And just to clarify, the original clip was around 2 minutes long, not 9 minutes as you mentioned. You sped up the footage and added your own reaction/commentary over it, and I couldn't help but notice that this is the kind of content that you've been vocally critical of for years. Seeing you apply the same approach to the glide track clip feels hypocritical. This is just how it looks from my point of view. I really hope that we can come to a mutual understanding and get past this. Sorry again for bringing this all up. I would really appreciate if you could unblock me on Discord so we can resolve this easier. Regardless of what happens next, I truly wish you the best in your content and everything you're working on. No hard feelings on my end. I just wanted to speak on this honestly and hopefully clear the air. He pretty much ends the thread saying, I want to make this clear, this isn't about the money. It's about what's right and wrong. I spent time creating something original. A YouTuber took it, profited from it, dismissed me, and hoped no one would notice. I stayed respectful and he didn't. I'm done letting him get away with it. Now if we use pattern recognition, I'm sure we can guess what kind of response that Dark Viper gave. I'm sure it was completely normal and sane. See, it's just a small little tweet. A single tweet about this entire thing because it's just so small, it doesn't really deserve that much attention. Oh boy guys, prepare for a long story that I am typing up at 3 a.m. after throwing all this information in this insanely delusional person's DMs whilst calling him a psycho. I am going to be all over the place due to the lack of sleep, but I demand a formal written and public apology. Okay, that wasn't too bad, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. He calls the message that he received, which we read earlier, a psychotic Discord DM. Also calls it a passive-aggressive DM. I don't know how you could misconstrue that DM as passive-aggressive or psychotic in any way, but he did. Jesus was able to turn water into wine, and DarkViperAu is able to turn a completely normal, even nice DM from someone who supports them, asking for credit back on a video, into a psychotic attack that kept him up until 3 in the morning. He says that they were claiming I removed a credit, and I gave them a stunt clip for a short I posted 3 years ago. This all, of course, was untrue. I have a custom tool tool that changes the pinned comments on all of my videos at once to advertise things, in this case my merch store. I naturally was not going to remember a pinned comment from 3 years ago on a random short. It is also the only clip of my entire channel that I didn't record myself, and therefore the only one credited to someone else. Thus, even thinking about credits was not something I would do. I have changed all the pinned comments a dozen times over the last few months with the tool made by my mod Kana. The stranger, however, accused me of targetedly removing their credit in some vendetta against them. I was both insane that they would think that I would go back 3 years to do this, and insane that they noticed and cared enough to DM me. Yeah, it really doesn't matter that they have credit or not. I'm gonna be honest, it really doesn't. You're the person who said, I'm gonna defend all the people from getting sexually assaulted from having their content stolen from them. And the second that you steal content from someone and they have a problem with it, you decide to turn it into they're being insane and crazy. Like, I don't understand. Also, they didn't accuse you of anything. They were just asking what happened. They were quite literally asking what the fuck happened. Dark Viper also states that he has no idea who this person is, which is just blatantly untrue. 5 years ago, he posted a comment under the video where that strat was posted saying, wow, this is crazy. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. This is a great clip. And both Masaboy30 and Dark Center commented under that saying thanks, obviously showing that this is their video. According to Dark Viper, that never happened. He also flexes for some reason that his channel gets 50 million shorts views a week and he has 2 billion views. This is like a full MLA format essay that he wrote at 3 a.m. in response to the tiniest drama on planet fucking Earth. It's actually really sad. He also posted another one saying, I'm sorry for my 3 a.m. crash out days. For 5 days, I ignored Dark's 16-part thread of the entirely false or misleading information that he posted. And he does the thing that all locals do for some reason, and they don't really get why people make fun of him for shit like this. Expose really embarrassing information about themselves online, and just hope and pray and get upset when people make fun of them for it. He posted Aitana, I think that's how you say that. Apologies if I mispronounced that. Aitana called my post unhinged, and she is right. If you're wondering who Aitana is, that's his girlfriend. Why would you tell me that? That's really fucking sad, dude.
I don't need to know about that. You keep that to yourself.
This is the same girlfriend, by the way, that he's posted millions of pictures of when people say that he has no girlfriend or he has no life. He's really lonely and he's not doing anything. And he gets really offended by this because he has a really fragile ego, which again, he's trying to prove to random people on the internet that he actually does have a life because guys look at my girlfriend and look at all this cool shit I'm doing.
This man has gone out of his way to insult me at every turn to make my life worse.
But again, like he did in this post, he's talked about how lonely he is and how he has no friends, only moderators in his stream chat.
He asked who I talk to about this, who do I bounce ideas off? And I said to him, I don't talk to anyone really. And then I'm a bit of a loner. The closest thing I have now is my mods.
That he wish he had real friends so he could play a board game with someone.
I've wanted to play board games. Board games always look so enjoyable, but I had no friends to play them with. And the friends that I did have made it even worse, that they would play board games and not invite me. You guys may think I'm super famous and popular and shit, but there's not a heap of people who want to play with me. Why must my life suffer? Why must I suffer so with no one caring for so long?
Again, why are you telling me this? I don't understand. One more little thing. In the first essay that he posted about this on Twitter, towards the bottom it says, despite Dark J's false claims of my positions, I have quite vocally argued for years that using clips of another person's content in a transformational way is okay, even without credit, in fact, as I believe credit is far more act of kindness and respect than anything else, which is why I gave him credit in the first place. No, that's not your stance though. You've retroactively changed your stance on it because of this entire drama. DarkViperAu has sent copyright strikes to people's channels, especially Chud Logic, in the past for posting a clip of him saying the N-word while playing GTA 5.
Nigga, bullshit. Wait, I said it with an A.
And posting clips of him having a complete meltdown playing Among Us. Among Us, the game, the sus game, that game, yeah.
Why are we playing the game? I have never been this mad at a person in the entirety of my life.
Since this clip has once again been brought up on Twitter by someone who's disingenuous or whatever, I've now said about striking this video. I don't want to. People want to paint me as this DMCA hungry guy. That's generally speaking not me. But I just think this clip is just contributing to misinformation. And I don't think I have some moral obligation to contribute or to allow misinformation.
Please keep poking this guy. It's really funny. It's not like he's suffering.
Why must my life suffer? Why must I suffer so with no one caring for so long?
He apparently has a really good life, actually, and has a really cool girlfriend who thinks he's fucking crazy. And of course, that wouldn't be the last time he talked about it. 2 days later, he posted another tweet that said, I heard someone plan to lie about this drama, so I made a video covering Dark Center's lies, what he sincerely didn't know, and his weird one-sided relationship with me. And he talked about this on stream, and then turned that stream into not one, but 2 videos. One 10-minute video concisely explaining the entire drama. Title to both of these videos is the most strange and point title. Quite literally yesterday when I was looking at this, it was the most delusional and unhinged speedrunning. which is ironic because you're the person.
Only in a moment of weakness that I ended up responding, and it was because I was rage baited. Some of his followers started also spamming this at me, pretending to be my viewers, being like, in no way, shape, or form, here's work. I spent hours on this. I guess 6-7 days. People, in this case, the credit was not changed by design, but due to my automated change or pin message script that kind of made me. Some people, for example, said, that's your fault. If you credited him in the description, your tool wouldn't have removed the pin comment. One, I didn't have this tool 3 years ago. Expecting me to act in the past without understanding what's going to happen 3 years in the future is insane. Two, the description.
It's really sad. For being someone who just live streams GTA 5 all day and crashes out and almost cries over losing in Among Us.
I've never been this mad at a person in the entirety of my life.
That will not be unbanned. It was not simply that I was having a bad day. I was close to tears at the beginning of the stream. I felt impressively down, perhaps due to a lack of caffeine as I was kicking soft drink. I came to the one thing I love at the moment, Among Us. To have it ruined by a guy who didn't just play badly, he literally didn't play.
They were in a gate lobby they should not have been in, explicitly, and made no mention of their inexperience of the game, clearly deserving of a ban. This day sucks. It is the culmination of every negative thing in my life and reinforces in me that I can't have a day to myself. I don't deserve shit. I will get back to fucking editing.
But the video is just parroting what he said on Twitter already, so you don't even really need to watch it.
As anyone would. This is why the quality of...
Oh no, we're pulling up MS Paint.
I worked at Blizzard.
The idea that this man would have the balls to write in DMs that he didn't want to cause drama. This is one of the most insane DMs I've ever received. So I wrote a long response where I explained all the misconceptions that he had. And then when I sent it, I stopped and I thought, why am I engaging with this? This is not the sort of person I should be engaging with at all. I wrote one message. The second he had a problem with the clip being there, I removed the clip. Simply to remove the potential headache. There was no justified reason to remove it. And I blocked him because he was parasocial with me.
One more thing on the video though, I did think this was really funny. The thumbnail for the video, it's just him making some stupid face. And he just looks normal, right? But just look at his hair real quick, right? Normal hair, normal guy, normal hair. If you go to the first 6 seconds in the short version of the video, you can see that the Norwood Reaper has indeed paid DarkViperAu a visit. I don't know why he's trying to hide it like this. It's blatantly obvious that he's balding, which isn't a problem. It's just funny when you try to hide it like this. I mean, honestly, you probably could go bald and look completely normal. And he also spent a good part of the weekend, even leading up to this, yesterday, replying to people with 5 followers on Twitter, asking him what the fuck the point of any of this was. He's just on his phone looking at the notifications pop up for Twitter and frantically running to the replies to defend himself. Yeah, so he's been deleting tweets, and the only living response that he hasn't aborted says the evidence of that is in there. I saw your tweet with the image of him saying he was going to lie. My favorite one though is someone replies, a longtime fan here, I trust you and you were technically correct on all of this, but the way that you have handled this just makes you sound like a crazy person. Just ignore it and move on. You'll literally have zero impact on your career if a couple internet weirdos talk about you. His perfectly normal response is, I am just so tired of being lied about, man. I am only human. No one with a heart is built for this sort of negativity. I think he's an empath or something. I think he feels all the pain in the world at one time, and so that's just why he's so emotional about this. But you have gray hairs in your beard, and this is how you're typing on Twitter. This is how you're talking on the internet. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't really know what to say. It's just kind of embarrassing. I mean, like, this is the kind of person you are on the internet at this age. Sucks to suck, I guess. Please don't go back into politics. Please go back into politics. I'm begging you. That would be so much content for years to come. My bills would be paid forever. Like that. That would be great. I really hope you go back and do that. Oh God. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. Please don't do this. Don't act like this on the internet. And if I start acting like this, feel free to come touch me. Or, I don't know, put me out of my misery, maybe. Send a Hellfire missile to my house. I don't know. Anyways, I love you guys. Goodbye.
Once he gon' make this shit look easy. Once he all up on the TV.